to good energy, good competitiveness, but not as clean as we would want it. Usually happens early in camp. You add extra install in, and young people's heads start swimming. That usually happens for about a week. Your blood pressure goes up, and then they start learning, and all of a sudden the confusion goes away and the hesitation goes away. But obviously you get 25 practices, and we've got a lot of work left to go. You know, looking at it today, it was neat to see some older kids make plays in both practices, and J.J. Harris has made a big play in both practices. We've had interception yesterday, had an interception today. You know, that veteran DB core, I think, is really making some great strides here early in camp. From an injury standpoint, we had YK left with just a tight hamstring. We'll see where that's at. Canp 2, tight hamstring. We pulled both of them for be preventative. We'll see where they're at come Monday. With that, I'll take any questions that you have.
The quarterbacks got to face more pressure today.
They're going to face even more. That was the last 7-on-7 drill that they'll have for a long time. It will be more pass rush situations where they have to get comfortable in the pocket. They have to get that length of that defensive line with hands up to be able to find throwing lanes. We're going to make it as hard as possible, as we possibly can in this evaluation period, to put them in live situations. And the more we do it, the better they'll become at it. Today was just okay. We got to get better.
Did you sense that when JT's in there, it seemed, at least from where I was, defense seems to get a little more intense?
Well, I think they're very competitive on all fronts. I think a lot of it's that we got a pretty dang good wideout core and that DB core. They get after each other pretty good. You know, when you're talking about Tyler Vaughns and Michael Pittman and Amon-Ra St. Brown and those type of personalities, Velus Jones, I mean, those are competitive people as well as our DBs. I don't know if I know a more competitive person like a Biggie Marshall or a J.J. Harris or Marvell Tao. So when they get clashing, it's fun to watch. I enjoy it. I think it's the nature of being a Trojan and the nature of camp. It's hot out here, tempers get up, and you get ultra competitive, and that's a pretty good dang thing to be. So I'm glad to see it out there.
Clay, aside from quarterback, what do you hope to know about this team at the end of camp that you don't know now?
I really think that I'm hoping that I walk away from this camp saying we can play great team football. You know, obviously right now I think the strength is our defense because of the talent and the experience of it. But I also know that we have to do a great job at special teams, and not just getting by in special teams, but excelling. And we're putting a lot of emphasis, as you've seen in this camp, on putting some of our better players on teams, training some young guys, but we've got to be great in that. Then I'd like to see a running game be established that can run the ball at any point in time to take the pressure off a young quarterback. I think that's going to be key. And then we got to eliminate what's happened. We've had one turnover each day right now. We have to be a great decision-making team and not turn the ball over. It's going to be critical not to put our defenses in that situation. So I'm hoping out at 25 practices I walk away saying, man, this team is ready to play all together, not just one side of the ball or the other, but in all three phases, leaning on each other and excelling.
One of the, I guess it was The Athletic, was talking about the coaches' rankings and picking out the teams that thought were overrated. And Stuart Randall said at 15, he just thought that might be too high for you guys, because a defense that finished, I think, 66th in yards per play last year, he said, USC's counting on that defense. Can that defense be good enough? Can that defense be good enough?
I think the defense is going to be exceptional. I look forward to watching them. I've never been concerned about preseason rankings. I always like where we finish. It's always great. That's the beauty about college football, is everybody gets an opinion. Coaches, fans, media, that's the passion of football. And everybody gets to pick their own ranking and decide where it is, and then we get to go out and play. And I can't wait to watch this defense play. I'm very proud of where they're at right now, how hard they've worked over the summer, and I think they'll show who they are and the character and the talent and the exceptional unity that they have. So I'm looking forward to watching them.
With Steven missing spring, and said really having a strong spring and looking like he's picked up where he left off. It's going to be hard to knock him off of that top spot.
Well, we'll see. We'll go through camp. We'll go through camp. Obviously, the best player plays. But what I've always said at the running back position is, if you get 80, our perfect game is 80 plays. We're going to have a minimum, hopefully, of 40 runs. And no one man can run 40 times. I mean, you'll be a dead person. Plus, our backs touch the ball out of the backfield. Stephen Carr and Sed and Vi are tremendous receivers out of the backfield. So those are extra touches too. So, you have to be able to play multiple players. And I'll be telling them, it doesn't matter who starts. One of y'all are going to get tired after 3 plays, and 4 plays, the next one's going in. And we're going to call the same plays, and they have to feed off each other. When USC has been at its best, where have we been? You've had 2 great backs. Not good backs, great backs, and so we hope that we can provide that room and that core. We hope that they feed off each other and produce.
Can you play almost Steven and Sed on the field at the same time, just Steven's kind of pass catching?
Well, the one thing that you have seen, and we did some of it last year, is we do have a package that does have 3 wides, 2 tailbacks in it. We have a package that has 2 wides, a tight, 2 tailbacks in it. So we can get 2 backs on the field, and you will see that this year. It's they're one of our stronger groups, and you try to get your best players on the field.
One more here. How many scrimmages do you think you'll have with shorter practices? What's your?
We'll have 3. So we'll have 2 live scrimmages and then a mock game atmosphere. That first scrimmage is a week from today. We'll get 2 opportunities in the Coliseum only. So that will be next week. So we got to make the most of that. But those live scrimmages are going to be very, very important for us as a team to see where we're at and see the reality of where we are and what we need to clean up. Yes.
3. Thank you.
Day 2, lost your voice. Do you know sign language?
No, I just keep yelling. And I had Porter actually when we did our walkthrough this morning. I gave him the whistle and the hat and the notes, and he did a hell of a job. He's already training for head coach duty, so I thought he did. All the guys got a kick out of him. All righty, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.